Welcome back to Daytime. It's time for Maggie and the Moms, where we celebrate but never sugarcoat parenting. Joining us today is Natasha Prose. She is a mother of two who chronicles her family's adventure on her mommy blog, Prose and Company. Also back with us, Casey Wall, travel expert and a mother of one. Ladies, good to have you on our panel today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's get started. You've probably heard by now that Facebook is planning to launch an Instagram for children 12 and under. Now, this announcement was met with a ton of backlash from state attorneys general from both parties who say this is wrong and they're fighting it, citing the detrimental effects of social media on children. Curious to know your take. What do you think about Instagram for the 12 and under set and social media in general for kids? Let's start with you, Casey.
I have a problem with it. I think as adults we struggle with social media and a lot of the impacts that it has on us just as a society, and then you translate that down to younger kids who may be not able to process it like an adult would, and that really just kind of opens up a can of worms for me. So I hesitate. I do know as a parent it is my responsibility ultimately. I think as parents we still have to be engaged in what our kids are doing and engaging with, but again it just kind of sets I think a bad precedent.
How old is your son?
He's 7.
He hasn't even asked about that world yet, has he?
He has, and he's actually seen on Facebook, different things and things that he's been left out of. When his friends get to go do something and he's not included, and I see how hurtful that is. So I think that would just be magnified if there was a platform just for kids to be sharing that information.
I agree. Natasha, what about you?
No, I'm definitely not in favor of it. I don't think kids are mature enough to understand, that so much content coming at them, and how are they going to keep from a brand, sharing content that might not be suitable for their age. Seeing your friends do things without you, I think that would be really, really tough on kids. It's tough on adults, and as adults we have a hard time limiting our own activities on it, on the device, on the media, social media, and I think kids, there's no way that they're going to be able to do that. Definitely not in favor.
Yeah, we're all on the same page on this one. I think this one belongs in the totally unnecessary category. Why are you going to expose your young child whose brain and maturity and identity are all still developing
Absolutely.
To this platform that even in adults has been known to cause depression and envy and self-doubt, anxiety,
self-image.
My question is, what's the rush? I mean, you have your whole life to waste hours mindlessly scrolling and thinking that your life is not as fabulous as the life you think your friends are leading.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? I don't even like it for teens. We allow it for our 15-year-old daughter, and she uses it very responsibly. But for my 10-year-old son, no way.
No way.
No how.
Yep.
Not happening.
Yes, I'm the same. Totally.
All right, let's spin the wheel and see what topics we get to today. Very excited for our first wheel spin. It's going, it's going. Okay, Instamoms. So Instamoms, in case you're not familiar with it, we highlight posts from popular Instagram moms that are either funny or interesting, and then we chime in with our own. Our first one today is from Aliette Silva. Her Instagram account is She Pens Blog, and all of these posts that I'm going to share start with "You know you're a parent when." So you know you're a parent when everything on your Netflix suggestions is for your kids. She also says you know you're a mom when eating in your car alone is a luxury. Sometimes you only can get in lunch like that. And this one is me. You know you're a parent when every contact on your phone is saved like this. Erica, Michael's mom.
Totally.
Me.
Oh, me too.
Me.
Totally.
Any of those resonate with you?
Absolutely. No, I absolutely agree with the contact. I think you have to have that little hint, so-and-so's mom. Otherwise, you're going to have so many gens in there, so many different parents that you can't put it together. But
so if I asked you ladies to complete the sentence, Casey, I'll start with you. You know you're a parent when, what would you say?
This hit me a couple weeks ago. I was introduced as Yale's mom.
Yeah.
So you know you're a parent when you're introduced as your child's mom or dad. You're not, your first name goes away and you're just that kid's mom.
And the truth is that those people who call you that have no idea what your actual name is.
No, at all, no.
Or in what other world you exist besides being so-and-so's mom.
Yeah.
What about you, Natasha? You know you're a parent when?
When you have a food stain on your shirt, on your clothes that you didn't know you had, and then someone says, oh, did you, oh gosh, that was my kid, wiping their nose or, using my shirt as a napkin.
And they probably recognize the food state. Oh yeah, that's a mustard.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, I've had that one.
It's peanut butter.
It's peanut butter. And then we talk about what we can use to get the stain out.
Yes.
Exactly, because we know, Mom hacks. All right, so mine is, you know you're a parent when you've had a bunch of unpaid jobs, including chauffeur, chef, housekeeper, PTA committee member, room mom, team mom, coach.
Maid.
Yeah. That's us, unpaid, unthanked, but that's all right. All right, let's go to spin number 2 and see where we land. Saving money, honey. All right, would you ladies like to share a money saving tip for the family? Go ahead, Natasha.
I shop with my apps. I know we were talking about apps earlier, but I use my Target app, my Publix app, to scan my items to see if there's a coupon, to see if it's on sale. And it has saved me a little bit of money. And I'm known to also Google coupons before I purchase something. Dick's Sporting Goods, for example, before we purchase those new cleats for baseball, the new baseball bat, I Google, you know, Dick's coupons, and sure enough, there's a 20% coupon that pops up. So
my tip is going to piggyback right off yours, because that's what I say. I say, get the best deal possible.
Right.
Why are you going to pay more for something that you could pay less for if you just do a little research? So I have found, check this out, this website, moneysavingmom.com.
Oh, I love it.
So she has it so that you can search what everything costs at every single store that you go to. Wow. She tells you deals at those stores for that week, and she has coupons. So I just discovered it recently, shared it with y'all.
Perfect.
All right. What about you, Casey?
So for me, I'm going to stick with the travel segment because that's where I am. And I think, you know, a lot of times, especially me, I talk about these big fancy trips, but really a day trip can be a great way to still do those family memories, you know, have those experiences, but they don't cost a lot of money. You don't have to pay for a hotel. It's even going to a beach or going to a state park. You can still travel, have those memories, but not spend the big bucks.
Big fan of that one. All right, let's get another wheel spin in. And now we're going to land on mom hacks. Always a goodie. All right, Casey, what's your mom hack?
I think the one thing that I've really learned now, you know, we had the pandemic, you know, do you do your Instacart shopping? Do you have it delivered? Do you pick it up? I've learned that I like to pick out my own produce. I really prefer to do that.
That's so
but what I
true.
can do is like your staple products. You could still have those delivered, your Amazon, all that stuff. But for me, I still run in the grocery, pick out my produce, that kind of thing. So I've kind of done a hybrid of how to make it work for me.
And it's a much shorter trip now.
Exactly,
For you.
yes,
That's
yes.
a good one. What about you, Natasha?
Well, I love keeping extra things in my purse. You know, we all have our Mary Poppins bag of stuff, but I really do, I love having an extra mask or an extra pair of socks even, accessories. I love having options. So I do have a little container, a little pocket bag that I keep for all those extra little things, and it seemed to help. You know, when we're in a pinch and, you know, a kid forgot a mask, I've got an extra mask.
Or a friend that you're hanging out with forgot
a friend that needs a mask.
She has saved me a couple of times now. Is your back okay from carrying that heavy purse?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so my mom hack, I decided to do laundry hacks. I got 2 of them for you. So if you want your clothes to dry faster, just put in a dry, fluffy towel for the first 15 minutes with the clothes, and then take it out. They dry much faster. Saves you time and money. And the other one is, I just read about this. I tried it yesterday. It works. So I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll do a load, and I'll be like, oh, I have to remember to take this shirt out and hang dry it because it can't go in the dryer. I completely space and put it in the dryer, inevitably. All right, take a dry erase marker, and on top of your washer, write whatever it is you need to remove to remind yourself when you take out the clothes to air dry that one thing.
That's a good idea, especially for my husband, because he never does that.
See?
Total great idea.
It's a good one. All right, I think we have time for one more spin, so let's get one more in. And our 4th wheel spin today is Mother Knows Best. Okay, so share some advice or just maybe some words of wisdom that you like to share with your children. Go ahead, Natasha.
I ask my boys to always be kind. You know, be the kindest one in the room. That is never going to go out of style. That is never going to be something that, you know, it will always be necessary. So I do ask them to just always be kind, and, you know, it'll follow you for the rest of your life.
I agree. I remember reading, I think it was Jennifer Lawrence in an article once said, you can never go wrong by being the nice girl, the kind girl.
For sure.
And she's like this big famous celebrity, and that's the advice she's passing down. I love that. What about you, Casey?
So I really push hard work and a work ethic. I know he's only 7, but I think it's so important. And, you know, he does a lot of sports and different activities, and he may not be the best one out there, but if he's trying his best, I let him know I'm proud of that. You know, you don't have to hit the home run, But if you're out there hustling and you're trying hard, that's more important to me than, you know, a big win or a big, you know, home run or big goal at the soccer game.
That's right. Work ethic is the key to success in life, and discipline. I tell my kids, you know, I think it's really important that you own up to the things you do. So I say no excuses.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So
you don't say, oh, I didn't do well on that test because the questions were really hard and she included something that she didn't tell us to study. No, I didn't do well on that test.
Right.
Because then it's I didn't do well. I need to study harder next time. It's not like the blame is on she, the teacher, the blame is on yourself.
Having accountability.
I didn't catch that ball because the sun was in my eyes. And I didn't catch that ball.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be okay with making mistakes, accept that you make mistakes, and say, what can I learn from it? So that
Exactly.
Absolutely.
do things differently next time. I don't know. We share a lot of nuggets of wisdom with our kids. You hope some of it is.
Some of it stinks in.
Yeah.
You hope so. All right, ladies. Well, thank you very much for being part of our segment today. And if you have ideas for Maggie and the moms, you know, we're always looking for mom hacks. I swear I'm running out of them. Money saving tips, anything at all. Reach out to me on Instagram. I'm Maggie Rodriguez TV. And also check us out. You can also just DM us on our show's Instagram, which is Daytime TV Show. Daytime will be right back. Stick around.